Hey, favored ones, welcome to another checkpoint reading. Come on in and take a seat at the round table, and of course, you can throw a few coins in the wishing well if you choose to. For any of those who are returning, thank you for your love and support. And if anyone is new here, thank you for clicking on this video and joining me here on my channel. Before we get started, there's something that I enjoy doing over here on my channel called Welcoming Utopia. Or welcoming in Utopia, whatever resonates. It's to hold the frequency of relief and peace and freedom of what you would like to have in your own personal utopia. So if that's inclusion, making sure everyone has fresh cleaning water, whatever it is, dream as big as you want. Utopia is exactly that. It has room for everything. So I'm going to roll these dice to begin to start off with. And we have 4, 1, 2. So 4, 12 might be important to you. Or April 12th could be an important time for you. It could be a birthday. You could have a concert that time, or a promotion, just something big coming up in the next month here. Now, if you're not watching this when this is released in March, like within the next month of yourself, something big is coming through for removing blockages for meditation, because today's download is actually a conversation I had with my friend, and he had messaged me saying, can you, in the fewest words possible, explain to me what meditation is? And I thought for a while, and it was like connecting with the nature of yourself. And I got a response of like, how does one do that? So I wanted to explain it a little bit on how like meditation doesn't have to be movement meditation. It doesn't have to be silent, sitting still. When you're making music, when you're a flower person and you're smelling the flowers and taking that moment to enjoy, have flow, find peace of mind. If you're stirring coffee and you get in the swirl and enjoy the mixing in of the milk, that's finding a state of flow. That's meditation. So meditation, instead of it being like you have to be quiet, yeah, you will have nothing in your mind. That's not the case. Meditation is having those thoughts come up in your mind and knowing how to manage them, knowing how to regulate. And where there's regulation of the body is a coping mechanism for therapy. Well, meditation is the regulation of the soul instead of the body. Because when you are meditating, you want to feel at peace. Your physical body is constantly going to be doing what it needs to in order to regulate, in order to try and keep you as safe as possible. So you're going to have thoughts coming up constantly. It's not about making those thoughts go away. It's about sorting them and the feelings as they arise. So I wanted to make sure, of course, meditation may mean something different to you. If you'd like, you can list below on what makes you feel like you're in a meditative state, or what is meditation to you? What is your favorite meditation practice? I would really enjoy loving hearing about it below, because for us it's also different, because we are each unique, and for all of us we find peace in a different way. So I feel like that's a real big part is that we are all different, and we are all going to find peace in a different way. My favorite saying when people are trying to, when I get stuck in the mindset that I need to do things the way other people do them in order to receive results, and I usually try reminding myself that lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice, and if it does, it's not very often. So try and find your own place to strike. Find your own place to strike. Find your own success to strike on. Find your own moment to be seized. Another thing I had mentioned while talking with them is doing a mindful exercise with your pets as well. There may be a lot of your pets that you've been trying to communicate with or wanting to find messages. I suggested if you do have pets that you can take on walks, that you would watch what they look out for. Like if they go to a certain tree to sniff at, of course, there's going to be a lot of things they sniff at, but one that they're particularly interested, make a note on it or take a picture so you can look up what kind of tree and plant it is if you're not herbal savvy, and that's perfectly okay. And you can look up like if they're wanting to see like otters, or if they pointed out a magpie, or you see these things while you're out with your animals, or you notice that your cat's looking at a blue jay outside of the window. Looking up those symbolisms online and finding messages of what your cats may want from you, or your animals, your familiars are trying to connect with you at that time, and what messages they are bringing forth through your spiritual team. So now that I've put those that to rest, I wanted to get into the reading today. So I did say it was a mini checkpoint. It's a mini checkpoint, pick a card or pick a pile. It's not really either of those. I'm not sure what to call them. I'm going to call them pick a piles because there is no cards, because it's Rhapsodomancy today. For any of those who are new and haven't seen any of my Rhapsodomancy videos yet, it is poem divination. So here's the difference. Bibliomancy is the use of a book and using the whole like Bible or the whole verse, like a whole page, whereas Stitchomancy is where you flip and you only point at a certain line. Rhapsodomancy is where you can flip in a book, or you can toss a coin or roll a die. I mean, you could toss a coin if you were deciding between two different books. You don't have to not use a coin. That's what I'm saying. Woo! Okay. Today I have chose to use Tupac. This is so bright. For real. Get out of my face. So yeah, with Tupac, a lot of you might be telling people to get out of your face and to not be so much in your business. A lot of people could be getting in your business right now, and you're telling them to take a hike. You know, with Tupac, it's like, I want to see you eat, but not at my table, is the kind of energy that I'm getting. So that might be an overall feel right now, is like, get back, you don't know me, like that kind of energy. So for pile number 1, I have Unicate, and I could see, there we go, and I have Aquamarine as well for pile number 2. So you can go ahead and pause for a moment if you need to take your time in order to decide which pile is yours. If not, then you can go ahead. I'll have the timestamps below, okay? Okay, so pile number 1. If you chose Unicate, then this pile is for you. Okay, Machiavelli, what do you got to say to pile number 1? Pile number 1, please. So we have page 115. So 115, or sequences of 1 and 5, can be coming up for you at this time. And it's called Family Tree. I really love how they have his original and the reprint inside of the book. It's really happy. It makes me really happy. So Family Tree for Mother. Because we all spring from different trees does not mean We are not created equally. Is the true blue, that's not what it says. Is the true beauty in the tree or in the vast forest in which it breathes? The tree must fight to breed among the evils of the weeds. I feel greatness in the tree that grows against all odds. It blossoms in the darkness and gives birth to 2 promised pods. I was the tree who grew from the weeds and wasn't meant to be. Ashamed I'm not in fact. Ashamed I'm not in. I'm gonna read that again. Who spaced this? Who did this to him? Either way, I was the tree who bred from the weeds and wasn't meant to be ashamed. I'm not. In fact, I'm proud of my thriving family tree. So yeah, your ancestors, pile number 1, are so proud of the changes that you have made in the dynamics of being able to balance your light attributes and your shadow attributes. But I feel like you're the one who got out of the weeds. You're breaking a lot of generational cycles, and you're changing the DNA of your ancestors and of your descendants through all this this healing, shadow healing. A lot of you maybe have had, there might be rainbow babies that are within your family with the must fight to breed. But yeah, I feel like a lot of you may have been ashamed in the past of who you were or where you came from, and now you are realizing that you are thriving, that you are proud of yourself. And just because you're different doesn't mean you are not created equally. It does not mean that you do not deserve to spring forth and find success. Removing these evils that had been planted in your family garden, and you've removed these weeds. Not only did you fight through these weeds, but you removed them as well. You blossomed in the darkness, and you grew against all odds. And it gives birth to 2 promising pods. I feel like this 2 promising pods is the growth for not only yourself, but your inner child. I feel like right now you're making a lot of your promises to yourself come true. And this will be bringing you great success. Some people may want you to be ashamed of your past, but I don't see that. I feel like you used your past to paint a brighter future. Pile number 1. And with the symbolism of the Unakite stone, it's the stone of vision. It's the vision stone. Some of you might like Marvel and the gauntlet, Infinity Stone gauntlet. Yeah, you are collecting all the different parts in order to find your success. The Stone of Vision, it opens your third eyes and it's useful for scrying. So a lot of you may be scrying at this time, and you're using it to bring your emotional and spiritual self together. Thank you for being patient while I get these downloads. it's also to bring a lot of grounding for yourself. So a lot of you may find yourself most calm around nature or your nature. Sometimes when we are told to connect back with nature, we instantly think earth, but all elements are a part of nature. So if you feel that there's a certain part of your birth chart that is like some of you may have a balanced birth chart, which is fine, then that means any elements is you're going to find that you naturally work with them really well. But for others, if you notice that you're a heavy placement with fire in your chart, you'd like to work with fire and air to really amplify your natural talent, your natural aura, and passions. And of course, if you're trying to find the opposite of your natural nature as well, you can call upon your opposite element. Like if you are very airy and you're wanting to find more steady, continuous work and determination, you could look to earth attributes and wanting to slow down and still make a big impact. You know, you can look to these different elements to find those attributes, as we are all of them combined. We are air, fire from the heat that we keep in our belly, the generator. As yeah, some of you may be a human generator or looking up your human design at this time. I think that's everything. It also works with your heart chakra and Venus, so you may be working with Aphrodite, Freya at this time, or Ishtar as well. Those may be goddesses that you are feeling called to work with at this time. But yeah, definitely the element of fire, I feel, since Unicate is attached to that. Wearing the color pink or green over the next little bit. But yeah, you're finding compassion right now for yourself and sympathy and finding balance between gratitude and knowing that we all can be a work in progress. We all are works in progress. So finding a balance between finding gratitude and being proud of yourself, having self-compassion and being sympathetic with your growth, but also at the same time staying determined, staying on top of it, standing on business. You're standing on business, pile number 1. And you're finding now that you are proud of who you are. Instead of being ashamed of where you came from, you're being like, wow, I came from that, and now I get to be myself, which is incredible. You deserve to be yourself, and I'm proud of the accomplishments that you have made, and you should be too, pile number 1. So if you aren't at this time yet, then just know that myself and your guides are cheering you on and incredibly proud of you. Keep fighting the good fight. And yeah, thank you for stopping through for a mini checkpoint. And remember to eat, hydrate, rest, and have fun. Bye. Pie number 2, 1919 on the clock. A 19th or 1010 could be important for you. This is the aquamarine. Aquamarine crystal. Okay, a little bit more light this time. The language of gemstones. Aquamarine represents happiness, hope, and everlasting youth. Pile number 2. You really look good for your age. You may get compliments that people don't believe how old you are, or people may not say it that way, but they'll be like, wow, you have really nice hair. Do you dye your hair? What kind of shampoo do you use? What kind of moisturizer? People want to know how you look so good. Pile number 2. You could be working out more. You could just be drinking more water and being more intentional about the way you dress. I just feel like I don't want to say a glow up, because I feel like you shined like a diamond before, but I feel like you feel like a diamond now. Like you feel like how others view you. If you haven't yet, I feel like that's what's coming up for you in the next little bit here, pile number 2, is that you're gonna start feeling the way other people's have been seeing you this whole time. Like, you know that saying of like, if only they saw themselves the way I do. I feel like you're starting to see yourself the way other people's do. And I don't mean your haters. I mean those who had always saw that caring and generous heart and beauty that shines through. And some of you are gonna be like, not me. I'm not that beautiful one. Definitely not my pile. But you wanna know what? The fact that you are doubting yourself right now shows that it's on the way for you. You don't let it be affirmed. Affirm the opposite. Don't let the bullies from yesterday ruin the dreams of seeing yourself today. I'm rhyming, baby. Okay, let's see. Pile number 2, please. Some of you may like Jada Smith. 89. You could have been born in 1989, or 89 could be an important time for you. August 9th, I believe, could be an important time for you as well. So Jada, for Jada. You are the omega of my heart, the foundation for my conception of love. When I think of a Black woman should be, you are the first thing I think of. You will never fully understand how deeply my heart feels for you. I worry we'll grow apart and I'll end up losing you. You bring me to climax without sex, and you do it all with regal grace. You are my heart in human form, a friend I can never replace. So yeah, a lot of you could be a Black woman, and so a lot of you may had grown up due to society and and racism throughout your life, not thinking that you were beautiful, that you had to have straight hair, or that you had to have lighter skin in order to be beautiful. And I feel like you're finally embracing yourself, and Black is beautiful. And you're allowing your 4C hair to be as curly as possible, and you're really allowing yourself to step into the Black goddess that you are. Now, of course, it may not all be Black women that I'm speaking to, but I feel like it's really important to state still. So you may be more tanned, and you may have the same thing, or your hair was brown and you wanted it to be blonde, and now you're embracing your beautiful brown hair. Or maybe you didn't like being blonde because people told you you're stupid all the time, and you're really intelligent, and you're not allowing people's stereotypes and discriminations and stereotypes to define you and your beauty no longer. Or the fact that you need to be a buff bro and do CrossFit every day to catch someone's eye. You're realizing that you don't need all of that to be beautiful. So the part with the omegas for your heart as well, I feel like a lot of you may be taking omegas to help with your heart and your mind. So whether or not you're taking fish oils or you're taking undo, which is like a plant form of omegas, I feel like you're, yeah, you could be taking a lot of omegas at this time, which is helping you keep that everlasting youth and happiness and hope. A lot of people's, it was believed that to make sailors fearless and safe from adversaries on open waters. So a lot of you are being fearless and feel safe against your adversaries at this time, those who would wish to speak unwell on you or to, make you feel lost at sea when you know how to read the constellations. Yeah, a lot of you may be astrologists or astronomers. Astrologist and astronomer. Yes, I said both of them, two different ones. Okay, good. I didn't say the same one twice. A lot of you might be both. Most definitely, you may do birth chart readings, or of course, if you don't do the readings, you may be looking that up at this time. A lot of you are wanting to see what each chart placement has in store for you. A lot of you may be learning tantric intercourse at this time, or tantric healing at this time. With the climax without sex, it reminds me of that scene from American Pie. Some of you may be American, but American Pie with I wish I remembered what his real name was besides Shipwreck. Oof. Either way, there was one individual who in the second movie was practicing, holding on to make. Either way, if you've seen the movie, either way, that's why it reminded me. There was a scene from it where the one dude was practicing and holding it in and making things more intense for themselves and their lover. So a lot of you maybe are working on connecting with your mind and body in a deeply tantric healing way. Yeah, I feel like you're learning for yourself. Like, I know this is a love note for a friend, but I feel like you're really becoming your own best friend, is what I'm feeling from this poem. I know I can read it, and what it's saying, it's really a love poem to Jada and their friendship and not wanting to fall apart. But what I feel from it, which is the biggest point of Rhapsodomancy, is that you're learning how to be your own best friend. That you don't want to lose yourself, that you don't want to give up on yourself. Other people may have really let you down and, maybe betrayed you in the past. And you don't want to do that for yourself anymore. You're not putting yourself in those situations. You're not giving people the benefit of the doubt if they certainly aren't deserving of it, because people don't deserve your energy for no reason, pal, too. And you know this. I know this, and they know it now. I know, they know it. They know. They want to stop us from being guys. I know, they know, you know, we know. Some of you might like Cabral's Perfect Blue. You can look that up on Spotify. So some of you may be local artists in your area, whether that's rapper or a singer. You're going to be known for how well you do. People are going to be surprised. So don't put yourself on a lower pedestal than anyone else, because if someone needs to get on a pedestal, it's you, pal number 2. You want to know why? because everyone gets their own pedestal. That's why we're not better than anyone else, and no one else is better than us. The universe has given us each our own podium to stand on there, like a soapbox, and voice our voice, because each one of our frequencies is important and not easily forgotten. I don't feel like you're easily forgotten, pile number 2. You may have people who come up to you years later and you're like, wow, you still remember me? That's incredible. You were unforgettable, pile number 2. Just because you're number 2 in this reading doesn't make you not number 1 in the eyes of the universe. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Thank you for coming through for the mini reading, and I appreciate all of your energies, love, and continual support. Please let me know if there's any topic you would like to know and would you like me to do in future videos. And remember to eat, hydrate, have fun, rest. Rest is best. Okay, bye.